My name is Aliyah. I am 27 years old. This happened after my heart was broken. I was not looking for love again. I was just tired. Tired of crying at night. Tired of feeling not enough. Then I met him at my cousin's wedding. He was standing alone near the flowers. He smiled at me and said hello. His voice was calm. His eyes were soft. He asked my name. I said it very quietly. He laughed a little and said I looked shy. I didn't say much. But inside, I felt something move. Like my heart was waking up again. After a long, long sleep. That night, I thought about him. I looked at the sky from my window. And I smiled. For the first time in many months. We started meeting more. At small places. Like tea shops and parks. He talked a lot. I listened. He made me laugh. He made me feel safe. And I started to believe, maybe this time, it will not hurt. I didn't ask him about his past. I didn't want to know. But deep inside, I felt something was still hidden. He looked at me kindly. But sometimes, his eyes felt far away. Still, I told myself, maybe this is what love feels like. Soft. Quiet. Safe. But love is never simple. And I didn't know what was coming next. A few weeks later, he asked me to marry him. It was a quiet evening. We were sitting on a bench near the lake. The air was cold. My hands were cold too. He looked at me and smiled. Then he said he wanted to marry me. My heart stopped for a moment. I didn't know what to say. I looked at the water. It was still. Just like my thoughts. No one had asked me this before. Not like this. Not with kind eyes. And a calm voice. I felt happy. But also, a little afraid. It was too fast. Too sudden. But I said yes. Because I didn't want to lose him. Because I didn't want to be alone again. Because I thought, maybe this is my chance to be happy. That night, I cried. Not because I was sad. But because I was scared. I looked in the mirror and asked myself, am I doing this too quickly? But then I smiled. And told myself, maybe this is how love works. Fast. Soft. And a little scary. I didn't know what his heart was hiding. I didn't ask. I just held on to the hope that maybe, this time, I will not be left behind. Our wedding came quickly. Too quickly. Just 3 weeks after he asked. Everyone in my family was happy. They said I was lucky. That he was a good man. Kind. Gentle. Loving. I smiled with them. But inside, I was quiet. On the wedding day, I wore a soft pink dress. My hands shook while putting on the bangles. My heart was loud in my chest. Like it wanted to speak. But I didn't let it. He looked handsome. Everyone said we looked perfect. Like a dream. But sometimes, dreams are quiet lies. I watched him during the ceremony. He smiled. But it didn't reach his eyes. When he looked at me, I felt warm. But also, a little alone. Like I was holding his hand. But not his heart. We took pictures. We cut the cake. We danced. Everything looked happy. But that night, when we came home, he sat on the edge of the bed, silent, lost in thought. I tried to speak, but the words stayed in my throat. I looked at him. He looked tired. He didn't say much. Just, "Good night." Then he turned away. I lay down beside him, my back to his back, my eyes open in the dark. And I thought, did I just marry a stranger? Or someone who still loves someone else? I didn't sleep much that night. I just listened to the silence. It felt heavy, like something important was missing. But I told myself, it's just the first night. Maybe he's tired. Maybe I'm overthinking. Still, something inside me did not feel like a bride. The next morning, I woke up early. The sun was coming through the curtains. It felt warm on my face. But my heart felt cold. He was already up. He stood near the window, looking outside, silent. I got up slowly. My head was full of thoughts. Should I go to him? Should I say something? But I didn't. I just watched him from behind. He didn't turn to look at me. Not even once. Not even a small smile. I went to the kitchen and made tea. 2 cups. Just like my mother used to. 1 for him. 1 for me. When I gave him the tea, he just said thank you and walked away. I sat on the chair, holding my cup. It was hot, but my hands were cold, shaking a little. We didn't talk much that day. He was on his phone. Then he went out. Said he had to meet someone. Didn't say who. Didn't say when he'd be back. I waited. I cleaned the house. I sat near the window, watching the street, hoping to hear his bike, hoping to see his face, hoping for a soft word, a gentle touch, anything. But he came home late. And when he did, he looked tired and far away, like he was there, but not with me. He didn't ask how my day was. He didn't look at me. He just went to bed. Without dinner. Without a word. I sat alone in the living room. The clock ticking on the wall. The tea was cold on the table. I held back my tears. But they came anyway. And I asked myself, was this love? Or just a mistake I didn't see coming? That night, I couldn't sleep. I turned to my side, hoping he would hold me. But he didn't. His back was towards me. And I felt like I was sleeping next to a stranger. I looked at the ceiling for a long time. The fan moved slowly. But my mind was moving fast. Too many thoughts. Too many questions. Why did he feel so far away? What was pulling him away from me? Was it work? Was it someone? The next morning, he got ready quickly. He didn't eat breakfast. He didn't kiss my forehead like he used to. He just grabbed his phone and left. But something felt different. So I walked to the table where he had placed his phone last night. It was still there, locked. But the screen had a message. It flashed for just a second. A name I didn't recognize. Just a heart emoji. No words. Just a small red heart. My hands turned cold. My stomach felt tight. Like I had fallen, but there was no ground below me. I didn't touch the phone. I didn't open it. But the image stayed in my head all day. That heart. That name. That secret. He came home late again. Smelled like perfume that wasn't mine. Smiled like nothing was wrong. But his smile, it didn't reach his eyes. I wanted to ask. But I didn't. I was scared of the answer. Scared of what he would say. Scared that my whole world might fall apart. That night, he placed his phone face down. And I knew. He didn't want me to see. Not the time. Not the truth. Not what he was hiding. And in that moment, I felt like I was slowly disappearing. From his world. From his heart. From everything we once were. It was raining again. I stood near the window, watching drops slide down the glass. My heart was heavy. My hands were cold. I was tired of guessing. Tired of pretending everything was okay. That evening, he said he forgot something in the car. I waited a few minutes, then followed him. I don't know why. Maybe I just wanted to feel close to him. Or maybe I was scared of what I'd find. He wasn't in the car. The door was slightly open. The engine was off. And on the front seat, there was a photo. A printed photo. Not of us. Not of our children. But of him. With another woman. She was smiling. Her hand was on his chest. They looked happy. Too happy. My legs felt weak. I had to hold the door for support. My eyes filled with tears, but they didn't fall. They just sat there, heavy, waiting. I picked up the photo with shaking fingers. It wasn't just a picture. It was proof. Proof of something I had feared. But didn't want to believe. I sat in the passenger seat. Closed my eyes. And for the first time in weeks, I let the pain come. I cried. Not loud. Just soft, slow, painful tears. Like little pieces of my heart falling out. I didn't know how long I sat there. But when I opened my eyes, he was standing near the car. Looking at me. Looking at the photo in my hand. He didn't speak. And neither did I. Because in that moment, there were no words left. Just pain. And silence. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay on the bed, still, eyes open, staring at the ceiling. The room felt cold. Too quiet. Even the clock on the wall ticked like it was judging me. He was beside me. But it felt like he was miles away. His back was turned. And so was his heart. I closed my eyes, hoping for peace. But peace didn't come. Only thoughts. Only pain. I kept hearing voices in my head. Not loud. Just soft whispers that hurt more than screams. Why did he do this? What did I do wrong? Was I not enough? I turned on my side. Looked at his back. So close, but so far. I wanted to touch his shoulder. To wake him. To ask, "Do you even love me anymore?" But I didn't. My hands stayed still. Frozen by fear. By pain. By pride. Tears slipped down my cheek. Slow, warm, quiet. I wiped them quickly. Like I had done many nights before. Like a secret I didn't want the world to see. I hugged my pillow. Held it like I was holding myself together. Because in that moment, I was the only one who could. And somewhere between silence and sadness, the night passed, but the pain stayed. One morning, I was cleaning the room. He was in the shower. His phone was on the table. I didn't want to look, but something inside me pulled me closer. I told myself, just one look. One quick look. Then I'll forget. I opened the phone. Hands shaking. Heart beating fast. I went to the messages. So many names. So many chats. But then, I saw her name. The name he once told me was from the past. The name he promised was just a memory. But it wasn't a memory anymore. There were messages. Not just old ones. New ones. Fresh. Sweet. Like they never stopped. My chest felt tight. Like I couldn't breathe. He said she was nothing. But the words I read told a different story. Words like, I miss you. I think about you. Do you remember our song? My hands dropped the phone. My body sat still, but my heart was falling. Falling into pieces. I stared at the wall. Everything became blurry. Like I was dreaming, but it was real. The shower stopped. He walked out, drying his hair. I looked at him. But I didn't speak. He smiled. That same smile he once gave to me now belonged to someone else. I turned away. Walked out of the room. Because if I stayed, I would break. That day, something inside me changed. I wasn't the same girl anymore. That day, I didn't fight. I didn't scream. I didn't cry in front of him. I just packed my things. Slowly. Quietly. He asked what I was doing. I didn't answer. I kept folding my clothes. My heart was tired. Too tired to speak. He followed me. Said my name. Again and again. But I didn't stop. I didn't look back. He tried to hold my hand. I pulled it away. That small touch used to mean love. Now it only gave me pain. I picked up my bag. My eyes didn't meet his. I walked to the door. Every step felt heavy. Like my heart was made of stone. He stood there. Still asking why. Still trying to fix it with words. But it was too late. Words can't fix a heart once broken. I opened the door. The cold air touched my face. And for the first time, I felt something. Not peace. Not freedom. But strength. A small voice inside me said, "Keep walking." So I did. I walked away. No goodbye. No last hug. No more lies. Just silence. And sometimes, silence says more than words ever can. The house felt empty after I left. Even my heart felt empty. I stayed at my friend's place. Her room was small, but warm. She didn't ask many questions. She just gave me tea and quiet. I sat by the window that night, watching cars pass, hearing soft rain touch the glass. I didn't cry, but my chest felt heavy, like something was pressing on it. I touched the side of my neck, where he once kissed me, where love once lived. Now it was quiet. No love. No anger. Just silence. I thought about everything. His smile. His lies. My hopes. My pain. I closed my eyes. And for the first time, I breathed slowly. Not because I was happy, but because I was safe. The next morning, I went for a walk. The sun was soft. The wind was kind. I saw a child feeding birds. I smiled. It was small, but real. Maybe love will come again. Maybe not. But now, I have myself. And that is enough for today. So this was my story. It began with love. And ended with pain. But also with strength. He didn't choose me. Not really. He chose a memory. And I was just part of his past. But I learned something. Love is not begging. Love is not crying alone. Love is not hiding your tears at night. Real love is care, is time, is truth. I gave my heart to him. But now, I give it back to myself. I still feel hurt. I still feel lonely. But I also feel alive. One step at a time. One day at a time. If you are also hurting, please know this. You are not alone. You are strong. You deserve peace. You deserve love. But first, start with yourself. Thank you for listening to my story. If it touched your heart, please like, share, and subscribe. More emotional stories are coming. Take care. And remember, even a broken heart can learn to smile again.